Heyo!
Heyo!
Welcome to Charmed Persons presents Curse of Strahd. Announcements up top. Tune in this Sunday for session 2 of campaign 3 of D&D Charmed Person style.
Oh my god.
Tune
That's what we're
in
calling it.
next Thursday for session 15 maybe or 16 of Monster Hearts
14.
Charmed Person style. But this right now is Curse of Strahd, Charm Person style.
Guys, prayers up.
Prayers up.
Prayers up.
Michael,
We're in a
silly mood. At the end of
I
last
have
week's
thought
episode,
about
you said
that.
prayers
I have
up
thought
for
about
it.
that since
about that
2 weeks
immediately.
ago.
I
Prayers
panicked
up.
while trying to bring us out of this episode.
Prayers up.
He's like, Michael, hope you feel better. Prayers up.
Oh, thanks. It worked.
Prayers
Good,
up.
nice.
The prayers went up.
The prayers went up.
Prayers went
Anyone out there can grab my prayers. They're going up.
Wow.
Last session,
Okay.
Curse of Strahd.
Uh,
The party had made their way out of the dinner dates at Castle Ravenloft with Strahd and made your way back west to a tower in the middle of a lake. You met Ezmerelda, who informed our resident rogue, Teddy, about Teddy's past of being a Vistani and unfortunate end that Teddy's parents met. You had a nice conversation at the top of this tower, which seemingly was recently inhabited by legendary monster hunter Rudolph van Richten. In the middle of the night, however, it came to be that Petra, who had recently slain a couple of hags, was being haunted by the third one, Granny Morgantha, and was Petra had some sort of essence or life drained from her by this hag in the night, and you were attacked by ghosts. You, in the middle of this tower, which has an anti-magic field around it, you fended off the ghosts, but halfway through this battle, a pack of werewolves led by Kirill Stoyanovich, the werewolf alpha, came to the tower and attempted to break the tower, collapse it by triggering a trap in the door. A couple of you jumped out of the building, a 60-foot.
Pretty much
60
everyone jumped out of the
Everyone
building.
jumped out of the building.
Fastest way down.
There was a beautiful like D&D party composition moment where got the tank surrounded by werewolves and the wizard just fireballed his head. Love that. You managed to fend off this werewolf attack pretty adeptly. In fact, killing the werewolf alpha Kirill. One of the werewolves that you left alive revealed herself to be a woman named Zulika. She is obviously part of the pack and told you that her husband is a prominent member of the werewolf pack, but was imprisoned by Strahd in his dungeons. And she pleaded with you to help her go back to the werewolf den, which is close by, and perhaps free it of any captors, especially after the demise of the Alpha and Kirill's seemingly tyrannical rule. We are going to start. It is probably midnight or so. It is late at night. It is a full moon blazing in the sky. It is one of the few times that actual light is coming down from the sky. There is no clouds. It is just a bright moon. You have just defeated these werewolves. You are sitting on the grass in this outside of this tower with Zulika by your side. You know that the tower itself is still standing, although took quite a beating from the werewolves and is perhaps more prone to collapse than it had been before. I think we stopped last session. You know that because this is Rudolph van Richten's place, he had a stash of silvered weapons. So we'll pick up. I believe we'll just say that you're all at the base of the tower. You can go back up if you want. Zulika is there with you, looking antsy, ready to go back to the werewolf den. What is your plan of action?
Salvatore is looking through his book, trying to see if there's anything about freeing the golems, like letting loose the golems. That's what he's trying to do.
Make a Arcana check.
Ugh. Ugh. 14.
Nothing that you can see about freeing the golems. I mean, there might be a way to free them. They're magically created in order to perform one task, which is to raise and lower this painfully slow elevator. One thing that you realize or strikes you in this moment is, I think I mentioned to you last time that this tower is incredibly old, maybe hundreds of years old, which is why it's prone to falling down. But the anti-magic shield around it was created with contemporary modern magic. In fact, you recognize the magic to be of the wizard's doing, your mentor. But as you have a moment to rest after that battle, you look around, kind of trace your hand around some of the runes around the door, look up in the top floor for signs of how this was created, and you realize that the anti-magic shield, while being modern, was put on this tower hundreds of years ago.
I'll explain that to the group. Like, this looks like my mentor built it, but hundreds of years ago, but that just doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean it does not make any sense?
I mean, he wasn't that old. I mean, he was old, but he wasn't hundreds of years old.
You would have thought it would be clear to you now that time is...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind. That kind of makes sense then, I guess.
Ezmerelda would lead them to show where the silvered weapons are on the top floor if anybody wanted any, so I think she would go about doing that. Any weapon you want, I guess, is in there.
Yep.
That's silvered.
Any like normal like martial weapon that you want will be found in this stash. It seems like Van Richten is very prepared.
We'll get a rapier. I'm assuming it's the same properties, Matt, as like normal. It's just great.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll grab a battle axe. And I think also, just if I can, I'm just going to also grab a short sword.
Yep.
I'll also grab an extra silver dagger if I can.
Done.
Dagger.
Ezmerelda, you know that your wagon is still parked just outside of the tower. You have your own horse. Right now the party has 3 horses. We have Shake, Rattle, and Roll, the undead steed of Gabe, and Minx, the horse, which you were gifted by Luvash the Vistani. Ezmerelda, your wagon is full of stuff. You've got Climber's Kit, Disguise Kit, Healer's Kit, Poison Kits, silvered arrows, wardrobe with any type of clothes you want. There's shovels, some holy water. I mean, you're prepared for most situations.
We can ride it there if we want. All the stuff.
Yeah.
Also,
how far away is the? Where are we going?
Not super far.
All right.
It'd be nice to be able to use that to take a short rest.
But yeah,
too.
we could rest in the. Yeah, that's a good point. We could either rest in it here or take it to outside, kind of get it covered up, and then rest there. I'll leave that to you guys.
I look to, what's her name? The new girl? New woman?
Zulika.
Zulika, is it absolutely imperative that we join you now?
She looks, I mean, distraught, obviously. In fact, she looks pretty badly injured, although I think she was healed a little bit last time. She kind of looks at you a little wide-eyed, tired, bleary-eyed, and says, "We can wait, but we have to go soon. I'm scared what Skenis will do now that Kirill is dead."
Well, the only way he's going to know that is if you tell him, right? Everyone else is perished.
True. She nods.
Matt, instead of taking a short sword, because apparently it's just finesse, I can't use strength at all, can I take a couple hand axes?
Yeah.
Or one hand axe?
Sure.
I'll just take one. Right, well then in that case, I say we rest here. We know it's here. We don't know wherever else is... What else is wherever else we're going?
Yeah, my back hurts after diving out that window.
My knees hurt.
Yeah, you landed right on your feet. It was impressive, but man, your joints are gonna be. When you get to my age, you're gonna regret that. You're gonna think back on that jump, and you're gonna be like, "Yep, that's
How
why."
old are you?
I don't know, I think like 46. I'm a lot. I act a lot older than me. I'm not that old.
Can you remind me, Matt, of when exactly, for a moment, my wings appeared white and feathered? When that happened?
Yes, when you, I believe when you divine smited the ghost at the top of the tower.
That's right. Did I see that, or did everyone else see that?
You definitely saw that. You felt it too. If it felt like a glorious return to form.
Yeah, it felt good. Okay, I think I wouldn't say anything. I just wanted to clarify that for myself.
Did we see that?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this has been a really long day and done way too much jumping from super high places in like 24 hours. That can't be good for us.
Agreed.
We've done a lot of jumping out of windows recently.
I think we should keep
true.
watch. On ships.
I'm not super bloody, so I can, keep the old peepers peeping.
I can take the last watch.
Yeah, I'll take a watch. I got a copy of spell into my book. I can do that while I watch.
What?
All right, where are you sleeping? Are you going up in the tower? You sleeping in Ezmerelda's wagon? Camping out on the grass?
I think I'm gonna sleep under the wagon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Very unique.
Yeah.
Gotta be different. He's gotta be so
Gotta
different.
be different. I'm going inside my wagon.
I'll go-
There's probably not a ton of space, but like it's big enough. I mean, I feel like 20
Yes.
people could be in there fine.
I'll go with Ezmerelda into the wagon.
Ezmerelda, you know that your wagon is heavily booby-trapped.
Oh yeah, well, I know that. I mean, I'm gonna like spend 15 solid minutes undoing all of my my nonsense.
You see Ezmerelda kind of like carefully crawl under the wagon into like a trap door under the underbelly and then climb up into the center.
That's the narrative reason that Gabe just eventually sleeps under the wagon. He can't wait any longer, and so he just falls asleep.
You have like
just wait here.
Like 20 alchemist flasks set up in here, Ezmerelda, that are all tied to ropes and strings. If anyone tried to open that door, the entire thing would have exploded.
Incredible.
But luckily, no one tried to open it when you first found it.
She's like, lucky you. You would have been not so good.
Okay, so I mean, it's a tight fit, but all of you could sleep in the wagon or under it if you wanted to.
I'm in the tower.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there is a chicken in here too. Let's not forget that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's a small chicken sounds coming from inside.
I hear that and I go, I think I'm actually gonna hang out with Sal.
Okay. You have a fear of chickens then?
I don't fear them. I just maybe, after a long day of almost being murdered, I don't want to hear clucking all the time. No disrespect to the chicken.
I like to think that Piddlewick is very anti-chicken.
He wants to eat the chicken.
It'll keep me protected then from him, from his evil.
He's like sharpening
plans.
a little dagger while
the chicken's protecting me from. No, Piddlewick is protecting me from the chicken.
Yes, Piddlewick has climbed into the wagon and has taken one of the alchemist flasks from like the wall. And
no, give me that back.
What you doing, buddy?
Put that down.
Let him have it.
He's not gonna hurt anything. Come on.
He should not have an alchemist flask. Come on.
Is there anything in
Take it away from him.
Is it
What do you
just
mean,
a
is there
flask?
anything in it?
If it's just a flask.
Are you crazy? Why would
What's-
I have empty flasks in here?
I don't... To store new stuff
Put
in
it
it.
down, tiny doll man.
Fiddlewick, give me the flask, please.
He looks so disappointed and like kind of sulks as he walks over to you and hands you the flask.
Thank you. I'll give him my empty greater healing potion bottle for the trade.
He looks at it and like looks at you like, really?
I'm not an
just
idiot,
like
dude.
just like drops on the floor and leaves.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, and then Ezmerelda's going to set up the entire thing again because if he comes in, she'd rather just die. So of her own hand, rather than him killing her. So she'll set up the
Blow
entire
herself up.
explosive everything again. If Fiddlewick comes in, she's willing to die that way.
Perfect.
He already saw how you got in there, so there's no safety.
There are 4 different rotating methods of setting it up, so he's got nothing.
He's very smart. He's got a 28 intelligence. A lot of people don't know that.
A lot of people don't know that.
Mhm.
He
Little
He's
is,
the
fact.
DM.
he is the smartest creature in the entire Dungeons and Dragon universe. Okay, so are people taking? You're in 2 different places, up in the tower, down in the wagon.
I'll watch like from the tower, like
Okay, got it.
from the tower, like over the
Makes sense.
wagon.
All right, Gabe, your first watch, I think.
Last watch.
Oh, sorry.
I'll go first.
Okay, can you
I'll
make
go
a
middle.
perception check for me?
I sure can, Matt.
I sure can.
Luckily, that's one of my expertises. That's going to be a 19.
As you're on the top of this tower, it's pretty high up. You can see the valley of Barovia spread out before you, rolling forested hills and large lakes and looming mountains. The Castle Ravenloft is in the deep distant, just kind of perched like a gargoyle overlooking the valley. In fact, you can actually see the town of Kresk, which is somewhat close to where you are. It is from this vantage point, obviously you can't see too much detail, but it looks like a nice little hamlet enclosed in walls. Looks like there's like trees growing inside of this and houses spaced out, definitely less populous than Vallaki was. And you also see next to the city is a giant, what looks like to be abbey, like a building kind of perched up on a hill right outside of the Kresk city. Probably half a day's ride from where you are. But other than that, you're looking out, no signs of anything approaching, and your watch ends without incident. I assume you wake up Sal.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
you can count on me.
I know I can. You don't. Hey, you don't have to remind me. I know you can do it.
Go get some shut eye. 18 perception.
Nice. You're copying some spells into your book, and you're just kind of idly flipping through the addendum that you have, which, if you remember, dictated a way to remove the anti-magic spell on this tower, which seems like it was written by the wizard to get your attention, because it seems like the words were written in blood and forcefully removed after a certain point. So you could remove the anti-magic shield around here by going to the roof and saying Linguini.
Yep.
But that's currently not active.
Yep.
Obviously. But with your perception check, looking around, Piddlewick does not sleep and just stands in the corner, not moving. But other than
I
that,
perch him outside like a car outside the tower.
okay. Yeah, he just happily just kind of sits there. Your watch goes by without any incident.
Gabriel, get out from under the wagon. You're muted. You can't. I can't hear you, buddy.
Oh,
You're
the
muted.
joke was lost.
I said I wake
got the
up
gist
and
of
like hit the bottom of
Yeah.
the cart. All right, I'm coming. I thought you were
All right.
saying I was muted because like the anti-magic shield. Or
Oh no!
there's something I want to do during my watch. So do you want me to do that or the roll of perception first?
What are you doing?
I want to pray.
Nice. Okay, that might
Prayers
affect your
up.
perception check.
Okay.
Prayers up.
Prayers up.
Prayers up.
Prayers up.
Okay, what does your prayer look like?
That.
I do this. I think I just kind of remember back to that moment of the divine strike in the battle, and while I'm like looking out yonder, just have a moment where I kind of like, well, I don't grab my holy symbol because I don't know if I know who I'm praying to. So where I kind of just like clasp my hands and just say, if you can hear me, thank you for what you did for me. I now know that you are true, and I am yours to do with as you please. I would love to know who you are. Can you tell me something about yourself? And I would just kind of listen.
Make a religion check.
Get a -1 to this.
How do you
Uh,
know?
Well, because religion is an intelligence modifier. And I don't need to be intelligent.
Really?
Yeah, that's weird. But I rolled a 17 on the die, so it says 16.
Okay. As you end your silent prayer to the sky, hoping for a response, nothing comes right away, but there is a sense of satisfaction that falls over you. The voice that talked to you that night told you that they didn't know who they were. And you don't think that is necessarily 100% true, or at least the truth is weird and mixed. But whatever they have done to you has returned you to your sense of purpose that you might have lost a long time ago. And you're sitting there in the midst of your prayer. Can you make a perception check now?
13.
One second. Okay. Your watch goes by without incident. And as I mean, you're only taking a short rest, so your watches are, 20 minutes maybe.
Oh, I thought we were taking a long rest.
I mean, are you planning on taking a long rest? You can.
I thought that's what we were doing.
Okay, sure, yeah. As the dawn,
This feels like a trap.
I know. Now I'm like, oh no, should we have taken a short rest?
as the dawn light comes over the horizon, it is cold, blustery. It is the end of fall, early winter, and some snow begins to fall from the sky onto you, Gabe. And it is daytime. It is morning. You have all successfully taken a long rest.
Can I just say one more thing to this god
Yep.
or whoever? Just as the sun is officially rising, whoa, the timing of the music is crazy. As the sun is officially rising, I think I have a moment of inspiration, and like kind of like especially after that talk I had with Teddy last night, I think there's like a moment of healing as well. And I think on my oath that I swore my oath of vengeance on who killed, a woman that I loved. And I just kind of say, I don't feel as much vengeance in my heart as I used to. If I'm afraid of... I swore an oath and I'm afraid of breaking it. And I don't know if my oath with you is the same oath. I know you can't talk with me, and I know that this is confusing, but when you can, any guidance would be appreciated. And then I might not hear a response, but I just wanted to put that out.
There's no response, but you think your words were at least heard.
Okay. And then I think I kind of jovially wake everybody up. Like, good morning.
What is a jovial Gabe like?
He's smiling.
Weird.
Good morning.
What's wrong, Gabe?
Everyone, wake up.
Mm.
Oh, Ezmerelda, glad to see that you're still alive.
Piddlewick?
Piddlewick looks bright and cheery.
Yeah, thank God. Before we leave, before we head off this morning, I kind of want to get rid of the anti-magic field. I don't know why. I feel like something's telling me to do that.
Of course. Is that gonna?
So I'll take like 2 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I'll start. I'll go up to the 4th floor and see if I can climb up to the roof.
While he walks by, Gabe is gonna go 1, 2, and then look at everyone.
Are you okay?
Sorry. I just woke up. Woke up on the right side of the carriage this morning, I guess.
Under it. Sal, you look out the window on the 4th floor. It's a short climb up to the roof, although there's no ladder. It's
pure skill.
It's not incredibly difficult, but if you are trying to climb, make an athletics check.
-1.
These wizards are great at that.
I got a -1. I don't fall off the fucking roof twice. Not a natural 1, but it's an 8.
You get up like a few steps and realize I cannot climb this.
What the fuck am I thinking?
Be careful, Sal.
I imagine I'm hanging at the top, going, help, help, help.
Can you fly?
Oh,
Can you?
Lord.
Are you able to fly?
Not an anti-magic field.
Oh, yeah, that would hurt things. Yeah.
And you fly up above and then drop down.
Hey.
I can't. I guess I could. I can fly now.
I'll catch you.
3rd level spec.
You fly and then drop down onto the top of the roof.
Can you like give me a boost? Somebody?
All right, I'm coming up.
There's a 45-year-old man hanging out of the window.
I climb up to the
So
tower.
old.
I climb up to the tower.
Okay. If you're giving Sal a boost, Sal, can you roll another athletics check with advantage?
Well, that was a 1. 14. No, 12. -1.
12. Okay, 12 is the DC to get up to the top. There's a little bit of... You
Stop
think without...
Stop squirming so much.
This looks real graceful, guys.
Without Gabe's help, you definitely would have face planted 60 feet down the tower, but luckily Gabe like caught you at one point and you climb
Gabe
up
looks
to the
up
top.
and sees what's under the robe and just screams. Ah!
As it smacks you in the top. All right, yeah, you get to the top of the tower.
Right. That's
not
disgusting. That's disgusting. I'm sorry. We can't do fear factor here. Like that's too much.
CharmedPersons style.
Hey.
Hey, subscribe everybody. We got some great content for you.
God.
Can't wait to see the fan art of that. All right, I'll go up to the top and I don't know, punch down like Batman watching over Gotham City. And just close my eyes, hold out my hands, just go linguini. See what happens.
Nice. You hold your hand out. Your voice echoes throughout the valley as you scream it. It's you all can hear it, but it's it's kind of a beautiful moment of like release from Sal, just screaming Linguini. As soon as you do, Linguini, the actual familiar, the bird, flies over the horizon and lands on your shoulder. And as you sit here on top of this tower, you have an out-of-body experience, as if you feel yourself in the place of the wizard who made the anti-magic field. He was standing right where you are in this moment, and he uttered those exact same words, Linguini, but hundreds of years ago, way before timeline that he even knew you.
Is Sal time traveler?
I'm wondering.
I don't know.
Is it Sal?
It's
Is it
weird.
past Sal somehow?
I'll just look at the bird. I'll just look at Linguini and just be like, "Who are you? What are you?"
Linguini kind of cocks his head at you and gives you like a little playful nuzzle with his beak on your like shoulder and kind of playfully dances, happy to be back alive. The anti-magic field, you think, now dispelled.
All right, Gabe, ready to catch me?
Yes.
You could fly.
Man, I don't want to waste the spell.
That's fair.
You know?
Just
Oh,
slide
look
down.
Look at Ezmerelda. We should step back.
I'm gonna try
I
to
will.
grab him as he slides down.
I'll trust fall into Gabe's arms.
Oh, this is absolutely
Trust
fucking
fall.
insane.
Okay, if you're trust falling into Gabe's arms,
Yep.
can you make a
From the
acrobatics check? Disadvantage.
Roof of the fourth
Do
I
I roll
have plus
anything?
2 acro. I have
Um,
plus 2.
Just me simply being there is what is giving.
I rolled 2 4s. That's gonna be a 6.
Gabe, you look up at Sal, who's obviously feeling himself, and you see Sal kind of ceremoniously turn his back to you and then fall off the tower
No!
10 feet away from you, just like clearly nowhere close. Sal, can you roll 66 for me?
Do I have any time to take an action within, not a reaction?
Don't let him
perhaps,
do
Do
it.
you have Featherfall?
No.
within those? No, I
suffering.
don't.
Consequences.
Within those 60 feet or no?
What's your
If I-
action?
I mean, I would cast levitate if I could. If not, if you won't let me do it, it's 100% fine. I will fall off this tower.
You know, I'll give you a make it a roll an initiative roll. I'll say
like I'm pretty
10
good.
or higher. You have enough
Okay.
about you
I
to be able to
I gotta roll a 3 or lower.
Whoa, your
Okay.
initiative's so high.
I was plus 6.
Damn.
What's your
I
what?
rolled
You got
a
a
10,
2.
so 16.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you can if you want. You have enough wherewithal to cast levitate to stop any damage.
Yeah, I'll cast levitate like right before the ground,
Cool, just like floating right
and
above it.
I'll scream out in pain. Oh my god!
Ah!
I
Oh,
run-
God!
I run
He's
down.
fine. He's literally levitating off the ground.
Oh,
Piddlewick starts giving you like chest compressions. But you're just like floating on in the air.
This-
I'm just all right. Yep. You can
sorry.
leave now.
Sorry, they've both fallen off of really tall
You're
structures a lot lately, so I just kind of assumed that you know.
South Falls, I land off of tall structures.
All right, we
Okay,
have
yeah,
things
yeah.
to do, everyone. We need to go. We need to get moving.
She's right.
Hmm.
Wait, didn't Petra need something from this tower?
Petra, didn't you need
Yeah,
something for
Petra.
this tower?
You see Petra is standing next to the wagon, like a little bit dead-eyed, just staring ahead. You don't know where Petra slept last night. Petra has not said anything this morning, just quiet.
She gets these spells sometimes where she just doesn't want to really interact with us. It's
I get it.
kind of sad.
She's an
Your social
introvert.
battery, runs low sometimes.
That's fair. Yeah.
Petra, do you thumbs up or down on leaving, Petra?
No response.
Oh goodness.
Petra?
Well, that's concerning.
Yeah, it's kind of like what's his name? What's the name of that kid who didn't have a soul for a bit?
Reek.
Reek. Maybe
I
she's
still think they
What?
might be a fraud.
Petra. I go over and I kind of like, Petra? Hello? Hello?
You cannot lose your soul like that here. That's not how this works.
Petra looks
Well.
to you and like kind of gives you a smile as you do it, but doesn't move.
Can I roll an insight check? Am I getting Reek vibes here?
Yeah, roll an insight check.
That's 14.
There's something going on. There's something that's not there within Petra's eyes.
Alright, I don't know what's going on, but something is wrong with Petra right now.
Having put a soul into a body as the Orcon, do I sense that it's like the same thing, or is it just
you think something similar is happening here. Whether it's the same thing or not, you recognize this behavior as a similar behavior to the man in the boat who was trying to drown Arabella.
Ooh.
Is this medical? I can cure disease.
Possessed by the hag?
No, not
Not
medical, magical. Is my best guess.
I don't really know what to do.
Well, let's help her onto the cart. We can maybe getting away from this place will help.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
Petra willingly kind of walks if you lead her away. Zulika is there as well, and she says, let's go. She seems impatient.
Yeah, of course.
Lead the way, Zulika.
Okay, are you planning on taking the wagon? You could just ride horses. I think you have enough space on your horses to take you. Are you walking? What's your plan of action?
I mean,
Wagon
at the very
and
least horses, but it's
I think wagon now that
as-
Petra needs a place to be. 'Cause
Yeah, I
there's a
think
bed in
so.
the wagon. We can just kind of get her settled in there and park it in the distance. Leave Petra in there, I guess.
We have got to crack the window though. We
Crack the
can't leave her.
window.
We can't leave her in the wagon in the sun like this. Oh, there is no sun.
Yes. Would
E-
you want me to set up my traps for her in there? She doesn't really have the ability to consent to death by flame. If someone does break in, so
Ooh.
maybe we don't.
I could put Piddlewick there to watch and help out.
You trust the okay, fine.
With my
If
life.
that's what-
I really listen, Ezmerelda. I really appreciate you and your wagon, but I gotta say you're kind of outnumbered on the Piddlewick thing here. A lot of us are actually really big fans of him.
The two of them are.
all I have to say is he bit me, and probably
Who
tried to stab
hasn't?
me.
Bitten somebody else. You know, everybody does it.
I'll get on the back of Sir.
That's fine. Yep.
I've bitten a lot of people, Zulika says.
Okay.
That's
Jesus
pretty good.
God.
It's
All
dark.
right.
It's a little dark.
Okay, so who do we have on the
We
wagon?
were going. We were
Who's-
going to leave now.
Who has
We're
a horse
going!
other than
We're
me?
going!
Someone had a horse other than me. I had my.
There's that other one that we got as a gift.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have Minx the horse, which is the Lubash's
Okay, so
horse.
Petra's with Ez on the.
In the cart.
The wagon. I'm
No
on
drive.
Sir.
She's inside. One more could fit inside the wagon, and one could fit on the front of the wagon next to me, probably. So we've got plenty of space.
Okay, so one of you
I
needs
can-
to ride Minx.
I
and
can
one of you
ride
needs to get
Minx.
in the
I'll ride
wagon.
Minx.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, looks like your favorite person.
Great. Come on up. But I'm just now realizing that I do not want this doll left inside of my wagon, so we're going to have to figure that out on the way.
He's not a doll.
He's definitely a doll.
She nods at you like, thank God someone else understands.
I do understand. I do.
And then is Zuleika gonna go?
She's gonna be on. She'll ride with Gabe if there's room.
Yeah, I'll let,
Are
her,
you-
I'll let her ride it.
And you guys can lead the way,
Yeah.
and we'll follow behind.
Ezmerelda, you know that because you have actually been to the werewolf den before, so you know
What?
exactly how to get there.
Yep.
It is 2 or 3 hours, probably now by wagon and horse down the road. It is in the middle of the forest, so at a certain point, you'll probably have to leave your wagon as you kind of traverse through some of the thicker forest, but it's not too far off the road, although hidden enough that it would be hard to find if you had not already found it.
Cool.
So you of course Zulika also knows exactly where to go, and she's leading.
I leave Sir by the wagon because I can communicate within 1 mile telepathically with me. So
Nice.
so Sir will warn me if something weird's going down at the wagon.
Okay.
Should we leave Petra here at the wagon?
I think we'd take her with us.
Well, what if God forbid something goes down? I don't want to have to worry about protecting her.
Oh, hold on. I think I have something for this.
But I mean, who knows what? Petra could just wander off into the woods.
But that's
Never
why we
see
leave
her.
Sir. Sir would let me know if that happens.
Oh, okay, I
Unlocked.
guess if you trust a
shit.
fucking horse.
Never mind.
I trust a mystical created creature. Yes.
Piddlewick?
It's so different.
How?
Okay.
How is it different?
Respectful.
A part of me.
Piddlewick's
is a
kind of
part
a
of
part of
me.
Sal.
Oh my god.
We've shared a bed.
He's a creation of mine. You don't know who or what created Piddlewick.
It could have been me. I don't know. There's apparently
Fuck, it could have been.
It
Who
should fucking be.
cares?
All right, I can magically unlock, but not lock, so never mind.
I'll just leave
Never
Sir.
sleeping.
I think we should leave Petra. But
I agree.
But that's up to everybody.
No, we should leave her.
I mean, I obviously want to give this another shot. Petra, coming with us?
Petra is kind of staring in a different direction and does not turn.
Bless.
What happens in 2 weeks when Petra's back and then they gotta catch up with the stuff? That's what I'm
We don't know what's gonna happen. All right.
I think if we give her maybe roughly half a day max, I'm sure she'll be back to her old
Yeah.
self.
I'll put on a paper. I will take a piece of parchment and quill, and I will write a map to where we're going, and I'm gonna leave it on the bed, and I'll give it to her so that when she wakes up,
Like an old school
if she
child with
comes
a note
back
can
to
do it.
herself, she can find her way to where we
Probably
are.
not even gonna be in the wolves in this long.
I'm a John G.
This should take no time at all. The hard ones are already dead, so
Yeah, and I feel
all we have to do is find Rickton and kill him,
agreed.
and that's it.
Well,
Okay.
Find who?
Wait. Who?
Rickton is a werewolf.
No,
Oh.
she said that he was here though, potentially.
But we need to
Right.
kill. I thought he was.
I don't
That's-
know if
I mean,
It's just,
Petra
I'm
at
just
least
saying, if it
needs to
happened that
talk
we
to-
accidentally killed him,
Well, Petra would be really upset with us.
Yeah.
that's her own fault for getting involved with. Anyways, we should go.
we should go.
We should go.
Yeah.
And then as we walk, I kind of like grab Teddy if I can and pull him to the
Oh.
side and just say, "We need to keep our eyes on her. I don't think we can just outright kill Von Richten. He could give us a lot of useful information."
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. He's also maybe technically my father-in-law at the moment.
Yeah, so I just if she goes, I just need your backup on making sure we stop her.
Fireball.
Okay, respect. I mean, like respectfully, she's okay, but she's not exactly the most nurturing person. So like, I'm not gonna be like, it'll suck, but I'm not gonna be like sad.
No good. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure someone was ready, like I am.
Always.
You can't really
Give
trust
me-
Sal with this kind of stuff.
Sounds like a
You'd
thing you
put
two
your
need to
trust
work
of
on.
life in a
The
doll.
last time
That is a
listen,
killer.
Sal's made 2 decisions by himself in this party. One of those released a demon and gave him devil horns. The
Sure,
second
yeah.
one added a demon puppet to our party.
Technically, I think I chose the prize on that one.
Okay,
So that might be me.
Okay, well then even in that case,
But I'm
he's
st-
50-50, and that's not a good. It's not. A
I'm
good
seeing.
decision.
Okay, the final word I'm going to say on this: I see Piddlewick as a plus positive. I've only had really great time with him.
But we can
He's-
agree the devil is plus negative.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
wonderful.
I don't know.
Piddlewick's-
You remember that
Piddlewick's awesome.
fireball I cast out of nowhere? Killed a couple guards.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Plus negative.
As you're walking, Zulika will kind of nervously
I have a 9
speak.
intelligence.
Dang, Piddlewick is 3 times smarter than you.
I can't. Oh, it's so funny.
Zulika speaks and says, "My husband Emil used to be the alpha of this clan. The old Alpha Skenis was old and a cruel werewolf, but he grew too old to have the position, so he gave it up to either Kirill or my husband, and they fought, and my husband won fair and square and became the Alpha, and he has worked tirelessly to make this werewolf clan giving back. We know the power that we possess, especially in this place, and all my husband Emil wanted to do was to protect, but Kirill is cruel and he went to Strahd, and my husband had conspired against Strahd for a long time, and because of Kirill's treachery, Strahd imprisoned him, found him and imprisoned him. So that's why Kirill has been the Alpha. But now that Kirill is dead, all I want is Emil to be back, and we can lead the werewolf den back to its glory, where it deserves to be. I'm afraid that Skinnis, if he finds out that Kirill is dead in every way, he will not take it lightly. He is cruel. We need to make sure that he is contained in whatever way. We also have hostages there. Kirill had used them as bait for some of the younger werewolves, but hopefully we can save them. They're from the nearby town of Kresk.
Of course. I think that our goal should be to save whoever's there, hopefully eventually rescue your husband, but make sure that whoever is left in charge of this den once we leave today is with us in the fact that the devil must die.
She nods. Shake, rattle, and roll, sir. Telepathically tells you that Petra is walked off into the forest.
God.
What? Oh my god.
You know, I am pretty fucking smart. I'm just gonna.
I just want Sir to follow Petra.
Yep. Done.
Yeah.
You continue walking down the road.
Damn it.
Zulika tells you that the man Van Richten that you say, I don't know if that's him or not, but he came and willingly gave himself up for capture. I mean, I could tell that he had some sort of plan. He wanted to know what my husband knew about Strahd and his castle, because my husband had been doing a lot of reconnaissance, so to speak. This man Van Richten was obsessed with it. I believe his intentions are good, at least what I know, but so I hope that he is on your side.
We'll see.
She nods. All right, as you're walking, it's going to take a few hours. Anything that you particularly want to do?
I mean, soon Sir is going to be away from the part where I will no longer be able to telepathically. Can I ask Sir if Petra is going in the same direction that we went in?
You know Sir tells you that Petra is going south. You're heading west from the tower. Petra's heading south to an area that you've never been to before.
Oh my god!
I tell the party that and say, what do we do? Do we need to stop and go get her?
I mean,
We risk losing. If he's got a plan, he's going to be gone soon. So we lose him if we don't go.
I tell Sir to just like grab a sleeve and just like not let Petra move.
All right. You tell Sir that, and then like soon after, Sir is out of the 1 mile radius. You don't know.
Look, if you need to go find your person, then go. I'll handle this by myself.
No offense. I don't know if I trust your methods of handling it.
I promised this woman that I would take her to this den, and that's what I'm going to do. I can't break a promise.
Fine.
All right, there's a little bit of tension in the group as you continue down the road. And eventually, mid-morning, you come to a nondescript area off the side of the road where the trees are pretty narrow, although there is a spot that you think that you could kind of park your wagon past the initial a wall of trees that would make it hidden from the normal road traversing. This area of Barovia is a little more flat
Oh, sorry,
and
Matt. To be
spacious.
clear, I thought we were leaving Petra where we would leave the wagon when we could no longer walk any further, not near the tower.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Cool.
The the uh pathway from the road, Ezmerelda and Zulika just walks forward. There is a little like parking area that you can leave the wagon if you want. Can you all make perception checks?
Oh god. 15.
12.
Ugh. 3.
22.
Ezmerelda, you can see up ahead, a little bit off ways, you see another wagon has been stashed kind of deeper in the woods. You recognize this to be Rictavio's Carnival of Wonders. It's like slightly overturned, like obviously whoever left it here in a hurry and was trying to hide it, but you're too perceptive to miss it.
You just see Ezmerelda turn her head, stop, go, that fucker, and then she starts walking towards the wagon.
What?
What fucker?
She's just walking. She's not stopping. She's walking towards the wagon.
All over.
All right, as you follow, you see this.
Is Zulika continuing towards the den?
Zulika is with you.
Okay, cool. Well, then I'll go to
It
the
seems
wagon.
like she's okay with it. It seems like maybe just a slight detour. The wagon is deserted. It is overturned on its side, and there have been efforts to conceal it hastily, but there are efforts to conceal it with kind of dirt and other leaves from the forest floor. The back of the wagon is open, kind of shuttered, and it is completely empty inside. There's literally nothing. It's just an empty container, nothing inside at all. No living accommodations, no nothing. You also see, Ezmerelda, as you come up, a body lying kind of half buried in dirt. Definitely dead. It seems like a young man, maybe 20 or so, lying in the dirt, no shirt on, slightly blue, has been dead for maybe since last night. Do not recognize them.
What? Were they killed? Or did they just die?
Make a medicine check.
What's the vibe
do we
here?
recognize the individual?
No.
Okay, so
It's a
this
15.
isn't Ben, then.
You
Or whatever his name was.
you recognize that this person died from maybe a couple things, but mostly suffocation. It seems like they were like choked out by some sort of like not by like hands, but like some sort of noxious gas maybe.
What?
And they made it to this final resting place in a like desperation fit. You can see trampled leaves as if this person kind of crawled to get here, but died right at the foot of this wagon.
Knowing what I know about wagon booby traps, can I search the wagon for booby traps that may have been triggered?
Yes. Make an investigation check.
That's so funny. Take her to a temple? No.
Ah, shoot. That's only gonna be
Take her to a wagon.
6. That's not gonna do it.
No, you don't. You can't see any signs of any traps. If there were traps in this wagon, they're expertly done because there's no sign of them anymore. Or someone took the time to remove them. None of you recognize this person, but Zulika does recognize this person, and she kind of eyes wide, runs over to the side of the wagon and says, Kellen! Gets down on her knees to this man and kind of holds him in her arms and begins to sob over top of him.
Ezmerelda looks extremely uncomfortable.
Have we heard that
this
name?
show of emotion.
No.
I didn't think so.
She looks up from Kellen, bleary-eyed, and she says, oh God, we have to go to the den now. She gets up and begins to make her way a little bit north of where you are, through the woods by yourself.
Gassed out. If the whole den could be gassed out.
I pick up the body and carry it as respectfully as I can.
Can you make a medicine check, Gabe?
Like a hot pizza.
No.
14
No.
is a modifier to it. 14.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. You do notice some stab wounds, a couple, although they weren't the reason this person was killed. They were definitely gassed in some way.
Interesting. Okay.
And there's little burn marks, kind of periodically around the skin. It almost looks like this person's veins have been slightly burned to be superficial against their skin in some odd way.
Does it, if I can look at the body while Gabe is holding it, does it look like a ritualistic type thing that I would have been involved with, or no?
Ritualistic.
Knowing what I've been in.
Arcana check. Gotta make Arcana check.
Oh, okay.
24.
Ooh.
You know that this is not magical in any way. And you realize that this person in Zulika's arms is a werewolf, although dead and reverted to human form. And the suffocation that this person underwent was at the hands of silver dust that this person ingested.
Oh, shit.
Seems to be a case of silver dust, which is, I'm assuming, known to be targeting werewolves. Sounds like something that would target a werewolf. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be magical in nature.
Von Richten?
I don't know who else would have silver dust.
We need to get to the den.
Only Petra would.
You
Double time.
You double time head towards the den.
Times two. Click, click, click. Faster, faster. It's like on The Sims. All right, double.
As you get towards the front, you would know Ezmerelda of the den. It is right against this large rock outcropping that kind of juts up from the middle of the forest, and the front of this cave. You have to look at it from the right angle and the right spot, but it's carved to resemble the open mouth of a giant wolf. This probably 30-foot high giant cave opening with pillars to indicate teeth and jutting out of the rock. There are as you kind of come close, Zulika is bent over what you recognize now to be another corpse, another person dead, splayed out right in front of the opening to this cavern. And you look around and you see 2, 3, 4, 5 corpses, couple wolves. They're all spread out of the opening of this cave. Looks like they were trying to climb and claw away. The inside of the cave is dark and kind of musty, uninviting, but you do not see anyone alive. Zulika is beside herself crying over the body of what looks like a 14 or 15-year-old girl who's clearly dead outside of the front of this cave.
Can we reload our save and not take a long rest last night? And get
Nope.
here last night.
No!
It seems like they've been dead since, I don't know, last night. So, I mean...
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, we fucked up.
Jesus Christ.
Does it look at all I know nothing about this, Matt, so if I can't determine this, that's fine, but does it look at all like there could be anything still remnant? Should I stop Zulika from continuing any further?
Um, you actually don't have to tell her because as she's like sitting near the opening, she begins to like
Fuck
breathe.
no!
And she like she takes a few steps back, and
Oh
you
my
can
God,
see like flecks under her eyes are like
No.
a little bit burning. She's like struggling for air. Her
Can I
eyes
try
are
to pull
wide.
her out? Can I try to pull her out and get her outside?
You
Faster into the fresh air?
You pull her out into the fresh air, and she recovers after 2 or 3 deep breaths. She says, "What is this? What is this? How did he die? What is this?"
Fucking she like storms back into the thing. She's looking for any sign of Von Richten.
Is it affecting us at all, or does it seem to just be her?
Doesn't Ezmerelda, as you storm back, you get to the precipice of the cave and you can see it just kind of lazily floating in the air, little silvery specks. And the air becomes harder to breathe, but you don't think you know that you, or at least can tell that this was a purposefully made bomb, essentially, for these werewolves. But it will not kill you in the same way silver does werewolves, but it is still thick, slightly noxious gas that
I was gonna say I'd take
would be harmful.
Mask up.
I've got a scarf on my waist, I'm sure. I would
Prayers
like
up,
take
mask
that out. Prayers up. I'd take that out and wrap it around my nose and mouth, kind of like a almost bandana like vibe, and then yeah, I mean he's gone. I think she knows he's gone, but there's anything, any sign, any clue.
I'll look all like towards the like on the outside perimeter of the cave if there's any sort of like tracks, anything that would indicate like where someone like that would have gone.
I'm just staying with Zulika.
Okay, Ezmerelda and Teddy make investigation checks.
I'm still not used to being called Teddy.
15.
14.
Okay, Richard, you are looking around for tracks. You see a lot of tracks. You think that some people escaped. I mean, there are tracks of footprints of wolf prints leading further out into the forest. A lot of people you think didn't quite make it out. You do, however, come across just past the northern edge of some trees, a little bit of ways, just out of eyesight of the front of the cavern. You see, leaned up on the ground against a tree, a large werewolf, hulking, kind of behemoth-looking, hairy, long muzzled mouth, old. You think this is kind of slightly graying hair, obviously a little bit of like a kink in the back, breathing heavily, looks on the verge of death, sitting against this tree, most likely just waiting for death to happen. And this werewolf looks up at you with kind of pallid, sick eyes.
I will yell for Gabe and Zulika to come over.
I don't think Zulika can come.
We got a survivor here. We got a survivor.
It's not in the cave.
It's not
outside.
in the cave?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Outside.
Yeah,
He's outside, I'm inside.
Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry. I bring her on over.
Okay. Zulika looks at this werewolf and immediately says, "It's Skenis." She like bends down to Skenis, and Skenis kind of weakly and meekly begins to shape back into the form of a human. It's arduous and clearly painful in a way you've never seen a werewolf change be before. Its skin is stretching, and as he comes back to a person, you can see he's gaunt and thin. A man in his like 80s, maybe.
Whoa.
He's frail and breathing heavily, burn marks all pocking his skin. And he looks to Zulika and spits in her face. Zulika like stands up, like eyes wide. She says, "Fuck, someone who did this. Scandus, who did this?" Ezmerelda.
Yes.
You are excavating the inside of this cavern.
I'm with Ezmerelda, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're both got your mask on. It is
Sal
a.
just brings his beard up.
It is a nicely crafted and built cavern. There are kind of hollowed out hallways and smooth walls. There's a meeting place with tables and chairs and large crates filled with like meat and vegetables and supplies. You find a room that has cots, 20, 30 cots all arranged in the side of this cave. There's evidences of campfires and food and gathering spaces, but mostly you see dead bodies strewn around. Off and to the side, people who were trying to escape but could not make it. You come around one of the bins and you hear muffled talking in one of the side rooms. Very, very soft, as if trying to hide their voice, but someone's clearly talking in one of the back rooms just out of sight from you.
She pulls out her rapier in her hand and she's like ready to go.
Pull out my magic hands. And...
Creeping forward.
Are you trying to stay stealthy?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
Make stealth checks.
23.
Rolled a 19. 21.
Okay. You both sneak around the corner and you see there is a room that has 5 large cages in the back of the room. Inside of the cages, you see each of them is filled with a few humans, probably citizens from Kresk, varying in age from 20 to 50, all dead in their cages, clearly suffocated from this gas, even if they are not werewolves, unable to escape being in the cages. And you see there is one figure in this room. There is a hood up, so you can't see their face, but their back is to you. And in the middle of this room is a large statue of a angelic-looking woman with kind of wings on her back, arms up in a pose as if delivering a sermon. And this person is kneeling down in front of this and muttering some words to the statue.
Is it a language we know, or
Mm.
do we understand them at all now that we're closer?
You don't understand this, Gabe,
Okay.
but and Ezmerelda, you don't understand either, but
Mm-mm.
you know exactly who this is. This is Van Richten.
Oh! This bastard. She's gonna try and go up behind him and not kill him, but I would love to try and get up behind him and like get the rapier at his throat.
Okay, can you make a perception check?
Yes. Ooh. 18 plus 6, 24.
Okay, as you kind of sneaking down these stairs past Sal, you see a crude trap set up in the threshold of this room, like a thin wire across, and you can see that there are some like set up darts against the wall. It's hastily made, but a telltale sign of Van Richten. You're on the lookout. Any other person probably would have tripped this, but not your
She'll
canny
point it
vision.
out to Sal if he decides to
I
follow.
was just about to step on it.
You know, just
Sal's
like-
foot is hammering. Piddlewick is there. Also has a mask on, even though he doesn't breathe.
He's
He's in the-
responsible.
It's in the baby Bjorn that I made for him.
Damn it.
He loves it. He's bouncing around. And you, Ezmerelda, step up behind him, and you get your rapier around his neck.
Grab his shoulder and just like.
He kind of steps up a little bit in shock and pulls
Don't
his
move.
hood down. You see he stays still. Sal, you see an older man in his maybe late 70s, but he has the agility and spryness that you sometimes get with like kind of older fit people. Like he looks like he could like run a marathon even at his old age. He's got a trench coat and this hood that he has pulled down, completely bald. He carries a little walking stick in his hand, and you see his trench coat. You see he's got a bunch of flasks at his side and a couple of daggers and a couple of rapiers around his belt as well. And he looks at Ezmerelda, eyes wide, and like not necessarily shock. There is some shock, but almost like appreciation. And just is looking at you, Ezmerelda, and doesn't say anything.
Don't
She'll,
do
like-
anything rash.
I've never done anything rash in my life. She raises a brow and looks at him. What the fuck is this?
He looks to you and then looks to Sal, and he says, "Ah, Ezmerelda, it is so good to see you. I was just about to leave. How wonderful that you have come at this time. Please, it is not safe for us to still be here in this cave."
That's actually his voice, right? I'm just confirming.
Yep.
Yes, okay, great. I was like, is that yes, not safe because you fucking killed everyone. Crazy person.
Well, it is not safe because, in fact, I have not killed everyone. There are still some that have survived. Now, please, let's make haste.
What happened here?
He looks at you and gives
I
you a
know
little
it.
side eye and says, "These were monsters. Werewolves. They have been cleansed."
She releases the rapier.
He kind of straightens his coat and stands up and says, "All right. Please follow closely." And he just kind of confidently walks past you, Ezmerelda, and you, Sal, daintily stepping over his trap, and is walking back out the front.
She's gonna run and like keep up after him. Can I message you something that she's gonna whisper in his ear?
Yes, yes. Sal, are you going with him?
I can read lips.
Ooh.
Oh!
I have the observant feat.
Okay.
Not to be that guy.
Yeah, let me read.
Make
yeah,
a sleight
let
of
me-
Be
make a
that
sleight of hand
guy.
check and make a perception check, Sal.
Six.
What was your sleight of hand?
Oh, I need to do a sleight of hand.
Yep.
That would be a
Just need to beat a 6.
25.
Okay.
Okay.
Ezmerelda is proficient at whispering at an angle that no one can see her lips.
You think she said something completely different.
Back out.
Tacos with sour cream.
Yeah.
Van Richten doesn't eat tacos. He's too old for that.
That's fair.
I feel like at a certain age, you just can't eat tacos anymore.
He could
That's
potentially
so
get
sad.
if Von Richten replies though, he could potentially get that.
Get another shot.
Mm.
Yeah, Eric, just
I'm an
roll better.
NPC. I play both sides,
You
man.
You know what? You're right. All right.
You gotta help both sides.
Make another perception check.
That's a dirty 20.
Oh God. Wait, hold on.
Well, he might have.
let me roll a
No, he doesn't have anything.
let me roll a sleight of hand check. You rolled a what? 20
Dirty 20.
dirty 20. You hear, you don't know what Ezmerelda said, but you hear or see, I guess, Van Richten reply. Wait, I gotta think of what does he reply? You hear him reply, or see him reply, "It's not here." Outside, Richard and Zulika and Gabe. Zulika seems weirdly unfazed by the fact that this man spit in her face at his dying, on his deathbed, essentially. And she kind of looks around, clearly bereaving and grieving the loss of a lot of people that she clearly loved in the short amount of time. And she looks and says, I need to find who did this. I need to get my husband. Everyone's gone." She grabs onto you, Richard, and you, Gabe, to like keep her up, essentially, before like falling to her knees.
Take her, start leading her back to the, not like the entrance of the cave, because that was bad for her, but like it's kind of to where we would meet in that central area, so that like we can meet Sal and Ezmerelda.
Okay, Gabe, are you following suit?
No, I bend down and I say, "Who did this?"
This man looks at you and he says, "A devil in his own right."
Okay. Do you have a name?
He shakes his head and says, "I do not know where he came from. Must have been sent by Emil, that filthy scavenge."
What are your thoughts on Strahd?
I'll make a persuasion check.
Interesting.
That's a natural 20.
For
a
Prayers
total
up.
of
Prayers up!
for a total of 25.
You see a flicker of recognition in his eyes towards you. And the breath leaves his mouth. And he looks to you and he says, "I know you." He grabs your arm. "Follower of the Night Mother." And he tries to stand up, but kind of collapses under his weight, puts his head back against the tree, takes a few breaths, and dies.
I think that Gabe is genuinely shocked in this moment and just kind of like stands up with his eyes wide, backs up a little bit, and then turns and joins.
As you pull Zulika near the entrance, Richard, you see walking out of this cavern, you see Sal and Ezmerelda and an old man you have never seen before. The man walks out confidently with his like scarf around his mouth. And as he gets out of the cave, he pulls it over his mouth and he says, "Good, you have Zulika. We should not stay here long. Meet me by the wagon." And he kind of gives you like a second look, Richard, and walks past you.
Whoa. Hey guys, what? Hello?
This is, I don't think I need to say who it is. I think we all know who it is.
I don't.
Are you Von Richten?
There you go.
He looks back. He's like at the edge of the trees now, on his way back the way you came, and he looks back and he says, "Yes, that is the last time that I will confirm this. Now come, follow me." He disappears.
Oh,
Ezmerelda follows him.
hey, you and I need to have a talk.
There's people.
After-
There's people here that we need to rescue.
They're dead.
What? The humans?
Yeah, they're all dead in cages. You don't want to see it.
And he did that?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna storm off and try to physically stop him.
Well, hold on, Gabe. Hold on.
I'm not listening to you.
Hey, let's go!
Okay.
Let's go! Kill him!
Yeah, I
Kill
was
him!
gonna. Yeah, I kind of want to be side by side with Gabe. Have my rapier out.
And you
All
all
right.
were
Well,
saying,
nobody wants
don't
to
kill
hear a
him.
fucking secret then, and I'll just. Fucking
Okay. He's a little bit in front of you, Gabe. Can you? He's pretty fleet of foot for an old man. But can you just make an acrobatics check? This is just to see if you can kind of follow his through the dense woods.
That's a 4.
Okay. You kind of lose him for a second, and then
No, I
as
don't.
you.
I'm gonna cast Misty Step and Misty Step directly in front of him.
All right, cool.
Damn.
You misty step in front. You're now probably 15 feet away from the little small clearing where the Brictavio's wagon Carnival of Wonders was, that you found Kellen's body, but not quite there yet, and you appear right in front of him.
Stop.
I'm stopped. What do you want? Make it quick.
Did you just kill a bunch of innocent civilians?
He narrows his eyes at you and he says, are you upset?
Answer the question, and then I'll answer yours.
Unfortunately, there was no other way around it. I am sorry for their loss. Now,
Take
please.
out my battle axe. Yes, I'm upset.
Ezmerelda's gonna take out her rapier.
I would have my rapier pointed at Ezmerelda's back.
I'm getting ready to cast a spell on Gabe.
Piddlewick opens his mouth, and you see a little dart come out from his
Yes.
mouth, ready to fire.
Yes.
Like unhinges.
Yeah. Okay. Van Richten stands there now with 2 weapons to his back and his front.
Ezmerelda's pointing at Gabe. She's protecting him.
Cool. Okay, got it. All right. And now Richard with your sword into the back of Ezmerelda. Van Richten kind of looks around and interesting predicament we have found ourselves in.
We can avoid violence if we just stand here and talk.
After all, this really isn't the first meeting I wanted to have with my father-in-law.
He
Oh
looks.
my god.
He's shaken a little bit by this. He looks at you, eyes wide. What did you say to me?
Oh, so now we can have this conversation. Okay, great. So let's find a place that we can all sit and have a talk.
Yes, my wagon, where I was headed.
I don't want you. We can talk standing right here. I don't need you near your wagon.
He looks at you, just a little side glance, Gabe, and then yes.
Quick question. Does this man just happen to sound exactly like Brictavio, or is this Brictavio?
Are you saying that out loud as a character?
Well,
Or
no,
it's
that's me asking Matt.
Okay, cool.
There's some similarities. You look over and Rictavio's wagon is right there next to you. But he looks to you, Richard, kind of not giving Gabe a second look after what you said. And he says, "What did you say about father-in-law? Have you met my son? Tell me now."
Brictavio?
Yes, it's taken you this long to figure this out.
Didn't I already tell you that?
I guess I have not lost a step in my old age.
Wait, so we've met you?
Yes, you have.
I thought you were cool. Oh, this sucks.
I
Well,
think he's kind of cool.
Rictavio is cool. I, Van Richten, am practical.
Theodore, take the sword off my back.
You drop whatever the fuck you're about to do to Gabe.
Then Gabe, stop trying to kill.
I have a battle
Him.
axe in my hands, and it'll stay there. If you want to do something about it, do it. If not, put your sword down.
You're what, a wizard? Ezmerelda?
No.
I'm not going to
That's
harm
me.
anyone as long as questions are answered. The first of which being, why did you kill a bunch of innocent civilians? Apparently I'm the only one that seems to have qualms with that, but I'll have the backbone if I need it.
I already know why you did it.
I needed to exterminate them. I did not realize they were there, and I am just one man. I am an old man. I cannot go in there and physically fight them. I do what I do best. I'm sorry for their loss.
This seems to be a bit of a pattern with
Can
you.
Can I roll an insight check on that? See if he didn't really know they were there.
Yep.
Ugh! 8.
Zach Tabor.
We don't know. He's definitely eyeing you, Richard, but looks to Ezmerelda and says, "You should not have come here. You should not have followed me. It is a fool's errand that will get you killed."
You know what I need.
What were you looking for?
Oh, so you were looking for it too?
No, I could read his lips that something wasn't there that you were looking for. You wanted to kill the man, and now you're in cahoots with him, about to draw blades with Gabe.
Where's Petra? She was with you before.
We don't know.
She wandered off into the woods.
On a walkabout.
On a walkabout, you let your party member walk about in Barovia.
She wasn't being really cooperative.
Truly, absolutely no moral lessons can come from you, old man. Do you understand?
Fine, you don't have to respect me or anything. I do have my methods, and I perform them well. Now, the thing that I was looking for was not there.
So you don't know where it is, then?
What was he doing in there? What did you find him doing?
What? Praying to a statue?
We are talking in circles. What are you looking for?
Van Richten looks to Ezmerelda and expects her to answer.
Oh, I'm not going to say it.
Someone say it, or this axe is swinging on someone.
Ezmerelda, can you make an insight check?
Yes, I can.
And Gabe means that with every fiber of his being.
That is
And
a
slowly close Piddlewick's mouth.
17.
17. Yeah, he's not telling the truth. You think that he knows something that he's not letting on, and it's almost like he's like amused by it in some weird, perverse way.
We're all working on the same side here, so stop being stupid.
What were you guys looking for? Nobody's gonna say what it is. Why the secrecy? We're all on the same side.
You don't tell me what you know. I'm telling them right now. And then everyone's going to be looking for it.
He puts his hands out. All right.
Gabe
all
checks
right.
his pulse.
He takes his vest off and pulls out a beautiful holy symbol necklace.
You assholes!
It is shaped like the sun with beautiful engravings around a metallic outside. Right in the center is this glistening red ruby. The weight of this item strikes you immediately, Gabe. This is a powerful, powerful artifact of the Morning Word. This is like no check needed. This is like finding like
the Holy Grail, like the actual like lore
in some
accurate
ways,
Holy Grail.
yes.
I think Gabe would actually like take a step back in this moment.
And Van Richten says, "This is the holy symbol that we were looking for. I found it. That was the real reason I came to this den. I've gotten what I found, and now I aim to go and kill the devil. Now, I need you all to know that what I did, while you may think to be immoral, it is for a greater purpose. And you would do best to stay out of my way. I am a professional. You are a trio, without Petra, if I may say so, of bumbling idiots.
You can call me anything you want. Don't call me an idiot.
Sal's the smartest one here.
Besides, Dimwig.
Waves his hand.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That holy symbol is not for you.
I know.
It has been destined to another.
Do you not think that I am privy to destiny, so to speak?
Well, then you know.
Do you not realize why I'm so upset that Petra is not here?
Well, then give it to me. I'll give it to her.
Absolutely not. I will never give this to you.
Fuck.
He just kind of stands. He's kind of stands there.
Sir, bring Petra back. Sir, can you hear me? Sir, I need you to bring Petra back.
Linguini, go search for Petra and Sir.
Linguini nods and flies away.
Linguini will find him.
So what is your plan then? You're gonna go and kill Strahd by yourself?
Perhaps I just need one piece of information first. Zolika. Zolika is kind of standing there quiet. And he looks to all of you, and he says, I'm sorry to say, but this perhaps is where we depart. Now, before you say anything, I have a few words of advice. If you're traveling with Petra, then perhaps there's some sense to you. You have come to Barovia, and no doubts it will be where you die. You must accept that now. But if you want to not die immediately, you must stick together. This place will try to drive you apart like a wounded gazelle being hunted by lions. This place will do everything it can to make sure that you fail at every opportunity. It will prey on your weaknesses. It will carve you out from the inside, but you must stick together at all costs. Ezmerelda, leave. You should not be here. It is foolish for you to be here. Go. You are an incredible hunter. You should go do this elsewhere in a place that is not cursed like these lands. I have fulfilled my life chasing this one goal, to kill Strahd, and I cannot do it with others around me.
Ezmerelda's gonna turn and walk away.
I'll let her go. You're right, though. We do need to stay united. And I think right now, we're all pretty united in ensuring that you don't leave with that amulet. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sal, Gabe.
It's not yours.
And besides, like I said, you and me really need to have a talk that we probably should have had when I first got here. You want to know where your son is?
Yes, I do.
He's really pretty. He was really nice to me. Just immediately started flirting with me. He was it's actually kind of embarrassing on his part. He was so needy. But thing is, I kind of married him.
He takes a step back. He's a very confident man, but this has clearly rattled him.
I've kind of buttoned that with Petra made sure it was official.
Oh yes, she was our minister.
And I was the witness.
So
I just want to be part of this.
Can you all make perception checks? You three.
16.
19.
19.
Okay, I'm gonna roll something real quick.
Fuck me.
But I'm gonna roll this to myself.
Oh.
Whoa, behind the screen roll.
behind the screen on a screen rule. Who got a 19?
I think both of us, yeah.
You both see Van Richten cast a spell under his breath.
Up, 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 up.
You would recognize it as a message spell, Sal.
Okay. All right, I was about to power spell it, but I'll let it go through. If it's a message spell, no, you don't have to mouth. Never mind, it's in your head.
Ezmerelda, you hear a voice in your head. Very matter of fact, that says, "In the cave, second barrel to the left, under the false bottom."
Do it.
What'd you say?
And she'll try to. She's walked away, like into the woods, and then hears it, and she will come back to sneak into the cave if possible, so no one sees.
What'd you say to Ezmerelda?
Would I be able to either just try to, like, if she's turning back and walking around, kind of?
I was already gone. I think, like, I would.
Sure,
have
but we're
away
also.
for the whole...
But Matt also said we're not that far from. We only made it like 12 feet.
from the cave. Oh, gotcha.
From the cave. And for one, I also have, I mean, this is like fully like, if you say like this is cheating or whatever, fine. I do have the alert feat, so
even better, as she walks away, she becomes invisible.
Okay, this is how I'm going to solve this. So they don't see me. I'm going to say Ezmerelda make a stealth check at advantage, and Richard make a perception check at disadvantage.
At disadvantage?
Yeah, I think because of the invisibility, and your alert free, you're the only person that would be able to see this, would have any chance of being able to see it.
Andrew's distracted by Von Richten.
Yeah, that's even better. Okay.
What did you get?
I got a 24.
23? Are you kidding me?
With
disadvantage, you got a 24?
I rolled a natural 20 on the first one.
Oh.
And then a 16.
What's the second one?
16.
16.
I have a plus 8.
All right. You don't quite recognize it necessarily as Ezmerelda, but there's definitely an invisible person walking into the cave out of view, Richard. Van Richten, who is standing there in front of you, though, is speaking to you as you're like, you look over his shoulder. He's earnestly saying, "My son, he's a vampire. How is he? Is he well?"
He's a bit of a prick.
So I saw him cast a spell, and then I heard sneaking back into the cave. I could tell you. Or you could tell whatever you just sent into the cave to stop.
Sir comes over your head, Gabe.
Oh.
Bringing Petra back.
I just acknowledge that.
Linguini goes over in your head, bringing Petra back.
Bringing Petra back. Aye, aye. Bringing Petra back. Aye, aye.
It outside complete stone face, inside good boy.
All right. Richard, what are you doing?
I will take another step forward towards him with my rapier out. I'm going to tell you what you want to know about your son, Dad. Just call off whatever you send into the cave. Could be either, I don't know, you seem to know magic, unseen servant, maybe. Could be Ezmerelda.
I do not know what you are talking about, son.
Be a real shame if somebody shot a fireball into that cave.
Oh, that's a pretty good idea. Sal, you can just do that, right?
It'll be like a firebolt.
Wow.
He looks you in the eye, Sal, and says, "Go ahead."
Sal, do it. I thought she was an awful person anyway. Let's just...
It's a 3rd level spell.
What are you saving it for? This is a pretty damn good reason. You saved a spell slot when you fell off the tower earlier. Now's a good time to cash that one in.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna look in the cave.
Okay, Sal, go.
Okay, you
I'm gonna walk
Sal
away.
waddles away, I guess, into the cave.
Pedalic really threw my balance off in the baby door.
Yeah. He's like curled up in a ball, so he's a little bit lopsided.
Oh my god.
And you're Bjorn. Um, Ezmerelda, your plan is to search the area that was told to you. Is that correct?
I'm gonna do exactly what he said.
All right. You invisibly walk into the cave. It's the silver dust in the air is slowly dissipating, but still you need the mask over your mouth, even though you're invisible as well. Head over to the side where there are a couple of crates and barrels, and go to the second one from the left. Reach down to the bottom. There's a little tiny kind of false bottom. You pull the bottom out, and you see, let's see, what do you see? A kind of red suede box, like this weird kind of striking textured box that's maybe this big, that's sitting in its own unique engraved and carved out slot in the bottom of this, like it's on display almost, even though it's past a false bottom.
I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna try and leave
Okay.
as quickly and stealthily as possible.
Sal, how are you going into this cave?
I will say, with the silver dust in the air, I'll try to be looking for displacement of the silver dust. To see if I
You
can.
did canonically say it was silver
It was
flecks
thick.
floating.
You
in
just
the
said
air.
it was dissipating.
And as I'm like trying to pay attention, knowing that he said,
Wait. Oh, go ahead. So go ahead.
knowing that he sent a message that is probably to Ezmerelda.
Yeah, you
His
do know he
message
did
doesn't
that.
go very far.
Yeah.
I'll just say it. Ezmerelda, look, if this is something that can help us against Strahd, I will be on your side. I'm a lot more reasonable than you believe me to be.
I have such a good idea. Okay, so I have prestidigitation, which I would like to then use on the other side of the room to move the flex in the air to try and cause like a disturbance in the flex, maybe even like a flicker of a flame if there's like torches on the walls or anything, like a flicker as if it's being walked by quickly to try and distract him. And then I
will say I am just standing at the entrance.
Okay.
Yeah, but even if you would look this way, like it's a cave.
All right, yeah, and you
Gotta be
can
big enough for me to just
you can
go
cast
by.
the spell without breaking your invisibility as well. Okay.
You can?
Yep. Ezmerelda, I'll say because of your distraction, make a stealth check at advantage. Sal, make a perception check.
Come on, Sal.
Is it greater invisibility that she's casting?
Invisibility
Prestidigitation.
does just
Maybe.
Okay, it's greater invisibility. That'll be fine. Can I use this on myself?
I was gonna say, can you
I got a
use
soft
that?
20.
I'm a divination
Or a
wizard,
creature.
and he got a nat 20. So
I rolled a 6, but I will use Chronal Shift and try to actually. I think I know it after I.
So scary.
I rolled a 6, so if it fails, I will roll again. I get to know whether it succeeds or fails first.
That fails.
Okay, then I will do it again.
Yeah. You have to beat. What was your stealth check?
Off 20.
14.
My one skill that I'm very good at.
Sal, you don't see anything is here, mostly because you're probably distracted, because when you are searching and looking in the silver dust in the air, looking for any disturbances, there's a moment where you see a second future, a second timeline. And you see standing next to you in this cave is the wizard, just standing there. Older man in wizard robes and a long white beard. And he looks to you and he says, So, you gotta save me from the book! And he grabbed your arm and then you blink and he's gone.
Oh my god.
Ezmerelda, with this box, you traipse out of the cave undetected. Curiosity gets the best of you and you kind of unlatch it, open it up to see beautifully engraved holy symbol of Ravenkind, with the sun around and the glimmering ruby in the center of the piece. Outside, Van Richten staring at Gabe and Teddy. He says, if you have seen my son, you must know that as my father would have done to me and my father's father would have done to me if we were inflicted with this disease, I must kill him.
Did you ever care for Petra?
I cared that Petra has become an incredible cleric beyond the abilities of most, dare I say, mortals.
So no, you never cared for her.
I don't care for anybody. Like I said, I am practical.
It's clear.
She'll
be disappointed to hear that.
Did you recognize me at all? When we met, when you were tough here, did you not look at me and know?
Of course I looked at you. Of course I recognized. But I could not give away my position.
No, I understand that. It's just... I think I really understand you now. You can look at someone, that person who you murdered their parents, and be totally fine talking to them.
Zulika.
Act like there's nothing wrong at all.
Zulika, have you ever heard of the Night Mother?
Yes, of course I've heard of the Night Mother. She's guides a lot of us here. We have to turn to her because we don't see the sun. She rules us.
Does this sound like, as she's describing this person, does this sound good to me? Does this sound nice? Does this sound familiar?
It sounds, I mean, there's some logic to it that you immediately recognize. She obviously once worshipped the Morning Lord, but this is a land that does not have sun. And you cannot worship a god of something that does not exist. So you think that her religion with this Night Mother was out of a response to her surroundings, but is true. And I think maybe you latch on to at least that.
But it doesn't feel like if I take a moment, like inwardly, and say like Night Mother, does that fill me up in any sort of way?
Like a Campbell's soup ad.
Yeah.
Like the little boy in the snowman.
You take a second to yourself and think about Night Mother, as Zulika is so fervently speaking about in front of you. You open your eyes and you see in front of you a woman, maybe 6 feet tall, looks more like a dusk elf, kind of like Casimir, the dusk elf that you saw in the Vistani camp. Long ears, and she has kind of dusk gray skin. She's wearing a beautiful gown in the middle of this forest, and she looks to you and she says, "There you are." She takes a few steps towards you and grabs your hands. I'm so glad to meet you.
Night Mother. You are who I've been speaking to.
Yes.
You saved me.
No, Gabe, you saved me.
What would you have me do? What would you have me stand for?
There are evil forces here, Gabe, all around. It's hard for me to see. I feel trapped. I feel confined. Uh, Gabe, I trust in you to make the right decision to help me. I give everything of mine to you.
Okay. I will heal you. I will bring you back.
She like kind of brings you in for a hug, and it is nice, although cold, but reassuring. Richard, Gabe is
Is he hugging the air?
no.
Oh.
No.
I was just picturing like
Just kind of looking a little dumbfounded,
Hmm.
just like slack-eyed in front of you.
God damn it.
You look down to your side. You hear something coming before anyone else can hear. Your alert feet. An animal. You look over, and kind of jumping into the clearing is a large saber-toothed tiger. It is on its back is a fitted metal armor, two large tusks coming out, and it kind of stops 15 feet in front of you and lowers its head as if it's stalking you and kind of like pacing. And Van Richten says, "Tiger, down." And the saber-toothed tiger kind of sits back on its haunches and is like staring at you specifically, Richard.
Do I like come too?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh no.
The sound of hooves clomping in the forest then take to your ear, Richard. The tiger kind of backs away as you see Sir shake rattle and roll, pulling Petra up to you. Petra is riding on the back actually and steps down and does not look at you at all, Richard, but steps up to Van Richten. And Van Richten looks at Gabe and looks to you and says, what is this? What have you brought here? This is not Petra. What have you brought here? Tell me!
Does that sound me out of it?
No.
Fuck.
We didn't bring her.
He looks over to Gabe. What is happening? You've already been infected. There's nothing I can do for you. He looks around like spooked. You look over at Petra, you look over at Gabe. We're both just kind of staring off into the distance.
God damn it, everybody.
And then Petra walks up to you and she puts her hands to your cheek. Richard?
Oh.
And then like tilts her head back. And then coming out of her throat, she begins to like choke and regurgitate something. Into her hand is a spider, large, hairy-legged tarantula. And then Petra begins to melt. Her features begin to fold and crumble and collapse. Her, as if she loses her bones in her body, she becomes gelatin and just folds into a pile on the ground in front of you. Van Richten starts to run, literally sprinting through the forest away from you. What do you do?
I'm just gonna shout. I mean, I'm pretty. This is fucking okay. Gabe's fucking in this trance. Petra's melted. I don't know where Sal is. I'll just shout out. My parents died never knowing what happened to their child. Do you want the same fate?
That is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh my god.
You can't have a character melt and then end the session, Matt. You just can't. You just can't do it.
What a
He just
normal
did.
session. This was a totally normal session.
Oh man.
I so wanted the Night Mother to tell me to like protect the innocent or something, because after what Teddy was talking about, I was totally just gonna fucking swing on Von Richten. Oh my god.
All right, let's wrap this up.
As always, prayers up.
Prayers up.
As always, prayers
As
up.
always.
Bye.
Oh my
Bye.
god, we're leaving
Bye.
with that? Okay, bye everybody.